Seaside suburbs, shopping centres, sugar refinery, ferries at the bottom of the hill. Great views for some. This is Northcote electorate.
It's magnificent.
Beautiful scenery. The streets are nice and clean.
We can go to heaps of playgrounds, it's safe.
It's just a nice, friendly place to live.
Along with Northcote, the electorate boundary takes in Birkenhead, Birkdale, Beachhaven and Glenfield. It's really close to the Harbour Bridge, but oh dear.
And at 5 o'clock in the morning, the traffic starts, and it's just diabolical. We're always behind the door for local government and for central government.
We've been living here 30 years and I've seen the traffic increase, so if they could do something about that, that'd be good.
They are the hopeful candidates promising to tackle those local concerns. Dan Bidwar for National, Labour's Shannon Halbert, and standing for the Greens, Dr Rebecca Jong.
12 years of the other guys here.
Labour candidate Shannon Halbert's talking about Dr Jonathan Coleman's 12 years in the Northcote seat. He took the seat from this woman, Anne Hartley, who in turn had wrestled it off National. Now Labour want it back. And yes, that's Chris Carter, fresh from the UN, managing this campaign and bringing in the star power. Halbert stood in the last general election, and in the past 2 elections, National's majority in Northcote has suffered.
We know it is close. We sense that from the feeling we get it when we're out and about. People want to support me. They like what the Prime Minister and government are doing. They like the idea of having a local MP that is in government, and that means we can get stuff done.
Please welcome to the stage your candidate, the champion for Northcote, Dan Bidwar.
In our own polls, we are ahead, but we're not taking anything for granted.
Gosh, there's still a butcher here.
Yeah. Dan Bidwar knows his rump steak cuts from his top side. He started out as a butcher.
You know, he is a butcher. I tried to get him to do the cleaning.
Get me out boning a side of beef later on. I dropped out at 15. I had to apply to the Ministry of Education to drop out of high school and leave at 15. I fought cancer. I completed a butcher's apprenticeship. I then got mentored to go to university. I loved university. Ended up winning a scholarship, a Fulbright scholarship to Harvard University, where I did a Master of Public Policy. I then became an economist at the OECD in Paris.
Hard to top that.
You know, Māori boy, growing up down in the Hawke's Bay. Mum works at Pack and Save. Dad was a freezing worker, retrained as a teacher. I went against the odds, moved to Auckland and started a career in tertiary education.
Do you know who you might vote for if you could vote?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Like the Labour candidate, Greens' Rebecca Jong, a medical doctor, also stood in the 2017 general election. In both candidate and party, the Greens took 6.5% of the vote. Are you going to take votes off Labour? Is that a concern for Labour, do you think?
I'm not sure if it's a concern for Labour, but I do believe that politics is a contest of ideas, and it should be the voters who are able to choose which ideas best represent them.
Yeah, what's your big issues?
Why do they need to change the roundabout?
Yes, eventually it gets back to traffic in this electorate. What would your plan be for transport in this area?
I would love to see things like more park and ride for ferries and buses.
Why would somebody who lives so close to the city park and ride to get to work? It does not make sense. It's not a clever idea.
It's a diverse electorate. In Northcote community, state houses are being ripped down. They'll be replaced with a mix of social, affordable and market housing on public land.
It is stressful not knowing where your next home may be, if it will be in this area.
With 1,200 new houses going up, there are concerns the traffic congestion will only get worse.
It's just diabolical. So you can ask your man to...
Which man? Who are you voting for?
National.
Yeah, I think that the mall one, the Glenfield Mall, is one of the busiest.
Yep.
Compared with the last 2 by-elections in Auckland, Northcote voters have flocked to the voting booths. National's hoping that that's a reaction against the current government and support of their new man.
How are you?
Labour's counting on an endorsement vote, maybe helped with some Jacinda sparkle.
That gentleman across the road, that's my dad.
Oh, I've met Dad before.